womb, God approved you. Forget what is behind and reaching forward to those things which are ahead. I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of God in Christ Jesus. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Write the vision and make it plain upon tablets, so that whoever reads it may run with it. So do not fear, for God is with you. Do not be dismayed, for He is your God. He will strengthen you and help you. He will uphold you with His victorious right hand. For I know the plans that I have for you, said the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. You should use your gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. Whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows bountifully will also reap bountifully. For God loves a cheerful giver. Give, and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, will be poured into your bosom. For with the measure you use, it will be measured back to you. Christ has come that you may have life, and that you might have life more abundantly. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Bring your full tithe into the storehouse, that there may be meat in the Lord's house. And put me to the test, said the Lord of hosts, if I will not open the windows of heaven for you, and pour down for you a blessing until there is no more room to receive it. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, but the sinner's wealth is laid up for the righteous. Remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth, and so confirms His covenant which He swore to your ancestors, as it is today. For so as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. You are the lender and not the borrower. The Lord your God will make you the head and not the tail, placing you above and not beneath. You are more than a conqueror through Him who loves us. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. Be anxious for nothing, but by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be open to you. Being confident of this very thing, that He which has begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. For all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord and are called according to His purpose. Seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all things shall be added unto you. Just as the body without spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. Commit your works to the Lord, and He will establish your plans. A slack hand causes poverty, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. Be faithful over a little. He will make you ruler over many things. But everything should be done decently and in order. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Don't be weary in well-doing, for in due season you shall reap a harvest if you faint not. I consider that our present sufferings are not worthy to be compared to the glory that will be revealed in us. The reward for humility and fear of the Lord is riches and honor and life. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like an eagle. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. I pray that you may enjoy good health, and that all may go well with you, even as your soul is getting along well. Go in peace. Your journey has the Lord's approval. Now unto Him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we could ever ask or think, according to the power that works within us. Unto Him be the glory in the church by Christ Jesus to all generations. And now unto Him who is able to keep us from falling and to present us faultless before the presence of His glory and exceeding joy. To the only wise God, our Savior, be glory and majesty, dominion and power, both now and forever. Amen.
All right, all right. This is not a church service, guys, right? But it's the words. The words are the most important thing that you have to pay attention to, especially when I'm playing it. Certain things I listen to and I hear, right? You have the power. So it's like I can and I can't. You're right both ways. You can and you cannot do it. You are telling yourself you're right. You are correct, right? Nothing is right or wrong, but thinking makes it so. So if you don't change your thinking and how you approach yourself, how you take the approach of anything, it's not going to change your feelings. So when I know I'm tired, or when I know I cannot accomplish something, I always tell myself, okay, how can I get this done? It's not, I cannot do it. Okay, I'm correct. If I tell myself I cannot do it, I'm correct. If I tell myself I can, I will find a way. I don't know how, but it's going to happen. That's the difference with when you speak to yourself. So that's why the saying, I can't or I can, you're right both ways. It's just how you think about it to be able to change whatever situation or whatever you're doing to push yourself forward, right? So, welcome to Mindset Monday. It's a joy to, I don't know where I get the energy from, guys. I'm talking with energy. I was just telling Marsha, I am so tired. I'm burnt out, guys. But I'm burnt out in a nice way. When you know you're doing something productive, that you're doing things that can add to your future and not take away. So when you're burnt out, there's two different types of burnt out. You're burnt out where think about your 9 to 5. You're going to your 9 to 5, and all you could see at the end of the month is a salary. You could see a fixed something. I don't want to use 9 to 5, but it's the best way I could see it, right, guys? I'm not bringing down 9 to 5. Use it for, I always tell people, use that to somebody join on my chat. Please do we join on my chat, please. Use that to be able to use that as your driving force for your freedom. But when you're burnt out towards your freedom, that's a different feeling, guys. It's a different drive. It's a different type, different way you get up every morning because you get up with a purpose. So if y'all are not burnt out in this vehicle that you choose to be part of something that could change your life, and then you want to come and say it's not working, but you don't see the work behind the doors, that is what makes the difference. You putting in the work behind the doors, you making sure you get certain things done. Yes, we all have life. Yes, we all have kids. Some of us don't have kids, but that's okay. We have other responsibilities. And all of those things add up. I was not now trying to say, I have so much things on my plate. I can't watch my plate as it full. I just had to make a decision and get what's important done. Literally, so I don't fluster myself. Right? So Mindset Mondays is to put yourself in the right, master your mind, multiply the results, put yourself in the right zone to keep you moving forward. That's what these calls are for. Because most of us, we talk ourselves in and out of stuff, and you need to be around the right environment to keep you moving forward, especially to get your breakthrough in anything that you're doing. Right? So rules, interaction is mandatory, cameras on, prefer do any exercise that we give out. It's important. It's not for me, it's for you. That is for your personal growth. I have many people who could testify on this call since they have been on the Mindset Monday since it started from Shakila, um, that they have been having personal growth and development, just doing the actions, take and applying. I am big on applying your stuff. Not just jump on these calls and you're not writing down. Taking notes are very important. Write down certain things, right? Make sure you applying yourself when we tell you certain things. Be conscious This is what these calls are for. Being conscious of yourself, because you whatever you think, however you act, have you where you at. For that to change, your thinking, your actions, everything has to change. You have to become a different person. And if you don't believe that, trust me, I was not the same person 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And then 10 years ago, I was not the same person. You should always be developing yourself. Who are you becoming? Right? So rate your mindset. I love to do this. Rate your mindset from 1 to 10. Where's your mindset today on this call? Where you at? Let's see. 8, 8, 8, 8. 8. Nice. We got a lot of 8. 7. And I would like for some of the people who have been putting the 8s and the 7, I want somebody to come on and let me know somebody new that I never hear about. I want a testimony from somebody. You could raise your hand, put a message in the group if you don't know how to raise your hand. What these calls have been doing for you. That is what going to keep driving me to get up or come every Monday to be doing these calls. Right? I mean, I got a good testimony on Saturday, but I want somebody. Let me know if these calls are really helping you personally. Terry, 1? Not Terry. We need to work on your mindset. I mean, that's where you have to learn to control your mindset. I'm a beginner. No, Terry, you're not a beginner with mindset. That's how your feelings, right? This mindset, this has nothing to do with trading. This is all personal. But anybody want to give a testimony at all? Anybody? Terry say what? She say, oh, Terry, don't worry. We'll talk about that. Anybody at all? Anybody want to come on and give a testimony? It could be good or bad. It could be anything. Anything at all.
I see
Anything you feel.
Abigail.
Pardon?
Abigail said me.
Oh, can you unmute her? Can I? Oh, I have to. Abigail send me. Hold on. I'm looking for you, Abigail.
I found her.
You found her? Okay, you can unmute her.
I asked to unmute so she could go
Okay.
ahead and unmute.
Go ahead and unmute Abigail.
Hi, good night.
Good night.
Well, for me, my mindset from where it was of not knowing anything, I've reached a point, yes, I kind of stuck, but yet still, when you wake up on a morning and you go back through some of the things that they recorded and put up on the back office, it make your mind go in a different level and make you think a different way. So I just feel a different way every day, and I just say to myself, this is one step. So after this step, we will go to the other step. And with the community, listen, I just tell people it's a joy for me to be around the community. I've only been here for let me say, this is going to be 2 months. And stepping forward with you guys, it changed me a lot to the way how I used to think and the way how I used to move. And I just say, well, all right, this has helped me. So it has helped me with my job and with where I work in my work environment and all. And they just be like, I find it different now. It has moved different. I said, because I'm in an environment where I'm getting the knowledge and the experience on how to work and change your mindset when you want certain things and you want to develop a certain skill. So you have to change your mindset and change your ways. So if I don't start here, I wouldn't be able to start anywhere.
Correct.
So that's why I just say, when I spoke to Kelly on Saturday, I was like, yeah, Kelly, you're looking like you're stuck. I said, Kelly, boy, I was to call Kelly yesterday. I get tired. I put so much of thing and I didn't get to call her yet. Yeah, my Lord, let me come work from work early to call Kelly tonight. I still reach home just before meeting, right? The mindset right to start, and I didn't get to call her. I said, Lord, I want to try and get she tomorrow, please God. Because I'm stuck in the trying to reach to Charles. So when I first spoke to Icon Shen and I told her, I say, Icon Shen, I'm feeling like I'm going crazy. I'm feeling like She said, listen, I don't want you to feel like you're going crazy. You ain't reached no stress yet. Just relax. It's one step at a time.
Mhm.
She said, take your time. Tell me where you're getting problems with. Let me go through it and stuff and like that. But I don't know, I have a bad thing about me. Like, I just sometimes I say I'm bothering people too much or so. But I get to know and learn within the community is not like bothering anybody because everybody is there to help everybody.
Correct.
So
Correct. Because you're
this is why when I say, oh my, Kelly go say, Abby, he was a bad girl, he didn't call, but I will get the time to call and we'll finish, get to connect up everything we had to connect up and move to the next step and get we step in.
no
So that's
problem.
my take on this mindset Mondays. It really, really helped me develop a different way of thinking.
Nice, nice, nice. Thanks, Abby, for your testimony. And she has only been here about going on to 2 months now. Anybody else? I seen a hand raising. Okay.
Amari.
I asked on mute.
Yeah.
You could go ahead, Amari, I think.
Well, Korean, right?
Yes.
Right, well, I think as the youngest in this thing, and Mindset Monday really is giving me inspiration to push because I already text in the group
Mm,
and it make me feel like alone at times and like I don't know what's going on. But Mindset Monday is like bring together everyone and just explain how they feel and thing I say, well, I feel the same, so you're not me alone in this. So this is really I feel welcome, you know? I feel welcome, yeah, to be honest. Like just give me a warm feeling inside to be here. I feel good. All I can say.
all right.
Keep me
Amari,
ready to,
you're the one to get started with Giselle, right?
yeah.
All right. Make sure you message me and I get to make sure you communicate with me too, okay?
Okay, yeah, yeah. No problem.
All right. All right. Amari shows up to his in-person classes. Yes, he's one of the I wouldn't say the youngest because we do have some youths coming in now and they want to learn and that's what we loving, right? So Amari, make sure you plug into me too. If you're confused with anything, that's what we are here for. Right? So Amari's learning and growing. I mean, he answered some good questions on Saturday. So let's move on. Thanks a lot. That just one of the testimonies was from a new customer actually who just started less than a month now. She came Saturday and she's telling me that, Mindset Monday helped her focus last week because, she's feeling frustrated. Everybody was moving forward. And I think I was talking about staying in your lane, staying focused. This is your part, right? Everybody, some people on chapter 5, some people on chapter 9, and you are now on chapter 1. So Terry, you on chapter 1, right? Take your time, and many others who just joined for the first time on Mindset Monday, but plug in because it's going to help you understand where your mind should be and how you talk to yourself and not talk yourself out of stuff. Because most times we think negative before we think positive. 90%, even me. You think negative, think about it. If somebody tell you something or a word, right? Or if you think about somebody give me a word that you would think about, and the first thing that comes to your mind, always practice that. Practice a word, think about something, and then the first thing you would think about it with that word or what will come up to you in your mind is something negative. Because most times we live in our past and there are negative things, so you would hear something negative or something like that, right? And reprogramming this computer is the hardest thing. So that's why being around the environment is very important. So is this
I
class?
see
Why is
one more person wanted to give a
okay? Go ahead. While I
testimony.
find the
Tessan,
why is
let
a
me
weak
give
one?
them oh, you to unmute.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead while I find the
You go. Tessan, you could go ahead and unmute.
Good night.
Good night.
So my name is Tassan, and so let me say a week and a half to 2 weeks of me now learning and starting, I end up getting in a car accident, right? It wasn't too bad. I was in the hospital for a little while.
sorry.
Then when I came back, I was lost. No, I was understanding. Before I was understanding fast. Then I was lost. I was seeing a lot of people further than me, and I was saying, son, I don't think this for you. And I end up, one of my little cousins, she saw me a night listening to one of the pre-recorded videos, and she wanted to join. And me seeing her going forward push me now to, yes, even though I got in the accident, push me now to come back and learn and be more productive. And I thank Kelly as well, $1 Million Kelly, for every time I message she with something annoying or have a question, she always answers. She don't just leave me unseen. When I ask something in the group, they just answer, and I love to see how everybody does show their progress, even if they higher than you, if they lower than you. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Nice. And that is what the community, we want to foster a community of growth and development, right? And if everybody's not just for themselves, and that's something that our goal to be able to show from by example what you should be doing, right? And in this industry, especially in the financial industry, you should always be learning and growing. You're going to be confused. That's normal, guys. Anybody ever start something new, had no idea what it is and was confused, but then sooner or later become part of you? Like you could do it like normal now? That is normal. That is anything in life if you start something new. You're going to be confused at the beginning. But the breakthrough is when you push yourself through, and don't give up. Guys, that's why I said you can or you can't. You're right both ways. If you keep telling yourself you can't, you're right. When I knew trading was a freedom tool, even though I was failing forward, I was telling myself, I can, I will get this, I was telling myself those things. So it's what you speak to yourself will impact your days and your weeks, right? So when you don't talk positive yourself, trust me, it impacts it impacts your actions, your life, everything. So start speaking positive to yourself every day. Every time you catch yourself, this will be your homework. Be conscious for this week. Conscious means you're paying attention to the words and the things that you speak. So when I started practice personal development, I'm being conscious of what I'm saying to myself. I'm conscious. So every time I say something, I change it up because I'm not accustomed. Let's just say I'm now practicing, and I would say, boy, this thing's so hard. You know what? I ain't sure if I'm going to get this or no. And then I will catch myself, because I'm being conscious. I'll say, okay, you know what? Let me change it. I say, no, 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 no. I'm going to get it. It's going to happen. And I'm going to get this at the right time, whether I I fail forward, but I'm not going to quit. So I know I start to change my thoughts. So as soon as I start thinking something negative or talking something that I shouldn't be talking, I'm conscious and I start to change my words. I want you all to practice that. Even if you do it once for this week or twice, or you be conscious of it, tell me how that feel when you do it, right? But let me step out of the way. I told Masha I had no energy. I've been going from this morning till this evening. But you see how much energy I get already by the time I start talking. Let me come out to the way of greatness, y'all. You know, we have not just the teacher here, but a coach, a mindset leader here. We have great individuals who have been adding to the community, and Marsha's one, right? So, Marsha, let me just pass it on to you, and you can take over the floor, Marsha.
Thank you so much, Kelly. Didn't we say we'll get energy when we started? Good night, everyone. Guys, you should have seen us before. Slumped. But you know what? When you have positive things and you know you're really impacting people, you get the energy. So good night again, guys. I am so happy and grateful to be here, and I'm glad that I have this opportunity to really pour in and share some life. So we ended off last week. I had a little technical difficulties, but we're going to pick up on that. So we reached the part where we're talking about success leaves clues. Now I'm going to get into two stories here, right? These are real life people you may have heard of, or if not, you're learning something new right now. But you know, sometimes we see the Instagram stories. We see the shiny trophies and the fancy cars, and we see the glitz and the glamour. But do you know, many overnight success took a lot of years that nobody knew about. Put a one in the chat if you understand what I mean by that. Put a one in the chat if you understand completely what that means, right? A lot of the overnight success took years that you didn't post up. Years of hard work, labor, sweat, tears, toil that you didn't talk about. Probably you and your God above or your significant other, your family, only they saw it. Probably only you saw it. So let's get in. Yes, I'm seeing lots of ones. So you're all on board what I'm talking about. This journey is no different. You would have come in, many of us came in knowing zero, nothing but a hunger and a desire to know something, that we have a vision that is going to help us in the future. And we came in and we just go in with it, right? But every day you're learning something. So let's get into two stories. J.K. Rowling. Now you're just seeing the first part of the story, but I'm going to read out the rest for you. J.K. Rowling. Now, if you're familiar with the Harry Potter book series, you're going to listen to this one. Now, she had just gotten a divorce and was on government aid and could barely afford to feed her baby in 1994, just 3 years before her first Harry Potter book, which was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, was published. Now, when she was working her way at it, trying to put it together, she was so poor. She was so poor, she couldn't even afford a computer, and she couldn't even afford the cost to photocopy that 90,000 word novel. She was that down. She couldn't even afford to feed her baby. But she didn't stop. She didn't say, oh gosh, let me throw that dream. We have dreams, guys, but dreams will only remain dreams, a figment of imagination in our mind if we just leave it right there in our mind. If you take the work and you put the action, which she did, here's what she did. She didn't have a computer. She couldn't afford it. She couldn't afford to go and photocopy what she had to make copies to send out to different publishing houses. Here's what she did. She manually typed out each version to send it to publishers. You know, the long time typewriter, the one letter, the click, 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 that one is like an antique now. She used that and typed out the novels to send out to publishing houses. It was rejected. I mean, if you feel that you're trying your best and sometimes it's rejected, the success didn't come yet. Yet, hear me, yet. Yet doesn't mean a no. Doesn't mean it's a decline. It just means yet. It just means hold on. The success didn't come yet. It was rejected several times. And finally, Bloomsbury, a small London publisher, gave it a second chance after the CEO's 8-year-old daughter fell in love with it. You see, sometimes, guys, and this, not just in trading, but in life. Some of you may have a business. Some of you may have something, a project you're working on, something that is your goal and your dream. It may not be for everybody, but one person saw the vision. And for J.K. Rowling, it was an 8-year-old girl, the CEO's daughter, who read it and fell in love with it. And that opened the doors for you. Your talent, your gift and your talent will open great doors for you, whatever that may be. And it's not your talent, it's not everybody else's, but it's given specifically to you. So it wasn't meant to be easy, but it was meant for you to keep going, open door after door. When you take the first step, that first leap of faith, just as J.K. Rowling did, typing out everything on a manual typewriter. Now, multi-millionaire with the Harry Potter book series. Let's go to An actor you all probably know, love, laughed with, watched the comedy movies, Jim Carrey. When Carrey was 14 years old, his father lost his job and his family hit rough times. They moved into a Volkswagen van in a relative's lawn. So they lived in a van on a relative's lawn. And the young aspiring comedian, he was aspiring. Let's look at that. Let's pause there. He already had a vision at 14 years old, what he wanted to do. Many of us don't, but he did. Here's what. That young aspiring comedian who was so dedicated to his craft that he mailed his resume to the Carol Burnett show, which was just a few years earlier at age 10. At age 10, he knew he wanted to do something. Many of us don't know, but whatever age we are at and we have that dream and that desire, are we taking the steps necessary? You have, but now that you've taken those steps, keep at it, because every step is going to take you closer and closer to that vision and that goal you have, whatever in life that may be. So, he took an 8-hour job after school to help out with making ends meet in his family. Now, at the age of 15, Carrey performed his comedy routine on stage for the first time and in his suit that his mom made him. So his mom, they put together a suit. They couldn't even go to buy something. His mom sewed it for him. And he totally bombed, but he was undeterred. Guys, success mightn't be the first try. Success may not be the first try. We just saw that J.K. Rowling, her manuscript was rejected time and time and time again. His first comedy performances, it bombed. It didn't go anywhere, but he was undeterred. The next year, at age 16, he quit school and he focused on his comedy full time. He moved to LA shortly after, where he would park. Here's what he did. I want you to put a pin in this one. Right, what I'm saying here. He would park on Mulholland Drive every night and visualize his success. Anybody here visualizes your success? Anybody ever sit down and, yes, visualize your success? That is what he did. Every night he would park and he would create the picture in his mind. In the canvas of his imagination, he would create his life. Yes, right? One of these nights, he wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, which he dated Thanksgiving 1995. My paws are raising as I read this to you. He dated it Thanksgiving 1995. Just before that date, he hit his payday with Dumb and Dumber. Take your mind back, the movie, Dumb and Dumber. And he put that, so he hit jackpot, he hit it just as he visualized, the check that he wrote, the amount that he wrote, and for what he wrote it for, acting services. So said it was done. So it is. He put the deteriorated check, which he kept in his wallet the whole time, in his father's casket. He dedicated that to his father. Guys, in those two stories, I share those not just because they're like inspirational, but because there's so much clues in that. That's why it's Success Leaves Clues. Number one, from J.K. Rowling. Even though we don't have the fancy things, are we still putting in the work? Some of us, just as Kelly said a little while ago, because we are accustomed living in the past with some negative experiences, we might think, we don't have this, we don't have that. I don't have a big screen to look at the charts on. I don't have this. What do you have? And make use of it. She had a manual typewriter. This is 1994. We know there were computers then. We know there were electronics then. But she used what she had. It didn't deter her. She found a way and she got it done. Jim Carrey as well. His first comedy show bombed. Nothing went good. It didn't stop him. He sat down. Let's focus on the second lesson there. Visualize. To add to what Kelly gave you as homework in what you speak, I want to encourage you to start visualizing the life that you want a year from now. So I've given you a time frame. I'm suggesting a time frame. A year from now, what are the things you want to see? What are the things you want to be experiencing? What's the environment you want to be in? What's the experiences you want to have when you wake up? Where do you want to wake up? What are the experiences you want with the people around you? Who should be around you? What are the experiences you want with the things that you eat, the smells that you have, the plans that you make? Start to visualize. When you put that in your vision, your mind's eye, guess what? You have something to work towards. It is said that God speaks to us in signs and wonders, visions. Start creating a vision for yourself. Let's move forward. So, affirmations. Everybody with me so far? Put a 2 in the chat if you're with me so far. Let's see. Let's make sure that we okay right now. Put a 2 in the chat if you're with me so far. Lovely. Perfect. Great, great. Good. And remember, guys, when I talked about creating a vision, it's for your general life, your trading life. Remember, this is your freedom tool. This is your freedom machine. But what is the freedom you're going towards? What does it mean to you? If maybe you have a job or a business or a family situation that or relationship, something or things. Don't limit it, right? The only limit is what we put on ourselves in our mind. Affirmation time. Affirmations rewire your mindset by replacing doubt with confidence. Now, I encourage you to use them daily to align your thoughts with the successful trader that you are becoming. You are becoming, you are becoming. Not that you want to be. You're already on the road. You are becoming. Yeah? Every day, I gain more clarity with my skills and I grow stronger. You already got skills, you know. Some of you, you come in a week, 2, no problem. You're already gaining skills. I am learning every day, right? I am committed to learning, improving, and becoming more confident of a trader with each step. Let me give you a little scenario of something there. You are committed to learning. Guys, nothing happens before it's time, as we saw in those 2 success stories. Now, let me turn it on me and give you a little story about that. So I put on the chat today that I received my Charles Schwab card today, right? Today I received it. And I saw somebody said like, oh, they're having trouble getting verified and all of that. Listen, everything happens in its rightful time. Right? Everything happens in its rightful time. I applied for that card in May. May looks like 2 days ago, but May is like 2 months ago plus. And because of a series of mishaps in delivery, it came to Trinidad and it went back. And I didn't know where it was. And I had to call and find out and call. It was a whole comedy of errors. It finally came. But you know, because my mindset is not one to stress out about it because everything happens in its rightful time. It was not delayed or denial. It was just for the right time. At the time in May when I applied for it, I wasn't ready for it. So you see, sometimes things come when you're ready for it. I had a lot more growth to do. I had a lot more training to do. I had a lot more practicing to do. I had a lot more demoing and paper trading and confidence building I had to do for me. Clarity had to keep building in me before I could have use for such a card. So everything happens in its right time and you are exactly where you need to be right now. And if it is something has happened that you didn't expect, but it has paused you because you had already lined out your plan and something paused and you're in you're right, you're paused, you're on pause, you're not stuck, you're on pause. Change the mindset from this is happening to me, it's happening for me. So not receiving the card for about 2.5 months happened for me. Why? I probably wasn't in the right mind space or skill level to handle it at that time. Also, I knew at that time I was going through some personal business challenges with my own business that would have not been the right time to jump in to trading yet. And I remember having that conversation with Kelly. So nothing happens before its time. Can we move forward? Let's put it all together. Clarity helps eliminate second guesses so you can trade with calm and confidence. Clarity. Clarity in the way we're not getting emotional about it. Clarity in that you know your skills, you know what you put together, and you know that you know yourself. You've been journaling, you've been writing, you've been testing, you've been back testing, you've been doing all the things. Focusing on one strategy and tracking your progress leads to steady growth. Yes, like the person who is sharpest at those kicks is the one who practices it 10,000 times, right? Not the person who practices 10,000 kicks one at a time, but the one who does the one kick multiple times. A strong mindset built through affirmations and reflection supports long-term success. Mindset changes the game. Mindset really changes the game. Mindset is not just about the thoughts we're having. Kelly alluded to that. It's also about the words that we speak. Life or death is in the power of the tongue. What are you saying to yourself? Instead of, like she said, instead of this is hard, I'm going to succeed in this. I am going to get this. I don't know when, but I'm getting better and better at it every day. Guys, if you are not your own best cheerleader, if you don't believe in you, I mean, you could borrow some of my belief, you could borrow some of the community's belief, but you have to have some for yourself, because sometimes it's you, and you have to trust you. So learn to be your cheerleader. You don't need to know everything. Just trust your growth, follow your plan, and show up with belief. Every single training that we have, whether it's an advanced, whether it's a beginner, whether you show up with belief that you're going to get something good from it. Yeah. Now the journal prompt, let's go to that. Journaling should be something we're all practicing. Okay. It helps. It's a avenue to, sometimes you may not have anybody to say it to, but it's an avenue that you could release the thoughts and the feelings you're having. It's also a good way to track things that you could go back. Hey, a month ago, look at how I was thinking. Look at where I was and look how far I've come, right? So journal prompt. What part of my trading plan feels clear, and where do I still feel uncertain? Again, this is not for judgment. This is a no judgment zone. This is not to be upset with yourself because you should have reached further. You should have, could have, would have. Stop it. Let's just focus on getting better each step, right? So where do I still feel uncertain? If you could pinpoint that in your journaling, then make it this week's goal to fix that, to get a little clearer, right? In that piece of the plan that you're not working on yet, you're not focusing on yet, right? Make it your week's goal. When was the last time I second-guessed myself, and how can more clarity prevent that next time? Oh, yes, second-guessing yourself. Anybody here know about second-guessing themselves? You could put something in the chat for that. You could put like a 1 in the chat. I could put 1 in the chat for that. Second-guess myself. Guys, it's going to happen. But don't beat yourself up about it. It just means you need to try it. You need to speak life over yourself. You need to have your plan laid out, like a little checklist that you've covered all the bases, and move with it. Until the point in time it becomes like a habit. Practice. They say when you practice something for 28 days, some people say 21, but at least 28 times over daily, it becomes a habit. That's where we practice it to become a habit. Nothing will work unless you do. The greatest plan, the greatest lessons, it could be there. We have fantastic teachers, coaches, mentors in Kelly and Rich, but nothing will work unless you do. Let's move forward. So let's have a call to action and a reflection. So choose one area of your trading plan to simplify this week. One, your trading plan, right? Write it down, commit to it, and follow it every day. And I will expand the word trading plan to include study time, charting, practicing the charting on your trading view, going through the lessons. All that is part of your trading plan at this point in your study time. Okay? Commit to it, write it down, and commit it and follow it every day. Guys, when you want to get in shape or build those muscles, you have to commit to the exercise and the eating plan and the working out on a daily basis, so else you wouldn't see the results. Same thing. Reflection. What has greater clarity helped you feel or achieve this week? So when you got clear, like, whoa, let me dig into that thing and get really clear. It could help you achieve something. So this is what you're going to look and see what it helped you achieve. Journal one moment where you notice more confidence in your decision making. One moment. Confidence in your decision making. So that doubting, that self-doubt, that second guessing wasn't even part of the program anymore. We're going to open up Kelly, let's open up the floor for some interaction, some questions, some conversation.
Sure.
So guys, I'm going to take a look at the chat and see what we have here. So we talked about some self-doubt, and one thing that may have been holding you, kind of, you could improve in your whole trading plan. Is there anyone here who would like to share what that would be? And it could be your study plan too. I expanded it. Your study plan, your trading plan. One person. Let's not all rush. I can't see hands. Right? What is one thing that has gotten you more clear with your trading plan or your study plan? All right, so here's what. In good, those of you who don't know, I'm also was in education, and if we don't get volunteers, then I volunteer you, right? So I'm gonna do the stats. So I'm gonna check up on. Let's have one thing for me. Okay, Shen, let me hear you. Let me find you first, Shen, and ask you to unmute. There you go.
Right. Hi, good night, guys.
Good night.
Okay, so one thing for me now, I will let you all know. I have been struggling, and I think Richard and Kelly will know this definitely. But for me, one thing I was struggling with is the unknown in my trading. And it's like, I've been talking to other people to the team and stuff like that, and they be like, Shen, but you know what you're talking about. But then if I know what I'm talking about, how can I do it? So it needs to be like the unknown and being confident enough. So now where I'm understanding market structure better than before, my confidence level has grown from previously. So for me, identifying that and knowing where, okay, cool. All right. I'm struggling here, and I had to fix what I was struggling, and now I'm overcoming that. Yes, that's my identify in my little situations there.
All right. Thank you, Shen. Thanks, Shen, for sharing. Well, let me give you all a, you have aha moments in your normal life, your everyday life. So let me tell you a little thing today. Today, I was telling Kelly I didn't open my computer for the day. I only now opened it tonight to do this call. All day long, I was out. And it was kind of I had to be in a medical appointment with my daughter. And it's amazing that I could sit in the waiting room, in the waiting area, guys, on my phone, and I was actually trading, whole trading, sitting down and smiling to myself. Guys, let me tell you, you think 6 months ago that would have been me doing that? It's amazing what you could see is what you could accomplish if you dare to stretch out of a comfort zone. Anybody else wants to speak about that or speak to that? If you dare to step out of your comfort zone, what you could accomplish? Just on my phone and just doing that. Okay, I'm gonna. Yes, all right. Mel, let's hear from you.
Good night, everyone. Well, being part of this, the Mindset Monday, being part of the community, I have spoken before and I have told you all that just being here and taking the studies very serious. I have literally, if there's a video that I don't understand, I could literally tell you all, I will watch that over like 5, 6 times if I have to, right? I will stay up very late. If I have to go to bed 4 or 5 o'clock, I will definitely do it, right? And even as school is closed, I push myself even harder. But being part of the community, it has allowed me to literally step out of my comfort zone. And as I was explaining like earlier in the year, like I had so many moments in my life now that I believe because of trading and because of listening to Kelly speak, listening to Richard speak, that I could do anything that I want to do now. Anything that I put my mind to, that I'm able to accomplish, I can accomplish those things. And before I had met Kelly and Richard, I could really tell you all, although I still procrastinate a lot, I used to procrastinate a lot. I used to put a lot of things on the back burner. I had a lot of goals and dreams that I wanted to accomplish and that I just put in the back. And like now I tell myself, like, I literally feel like if I probably like 21 now, although I'm 41, I literally feel now that I'm 21. I now come out of school and I could literally accomplish any of my goals that I want to accomplish now. And it's just being committed to the learning, being part of the community, just listening to what Kelly says, because when Kelly starts to speak, you feel motivated. And when you could apply what you see Richard teach and stuff like that, and you could apply it to the market and simply see the Elliott waves and speak this language. And sometimes when I speak language, other people don't really understand it. But that for me is one thing that, yes, that I can say that I have accomplished being part of the community so far. All right.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mel. It's good when I know what procrastination is too, guys. Listen, I know what that is. When you realize a week just went by and what did I do? A month went by, what did I do? I've had those things, right? But every day I try to do something to know that I made the most out of this day for myself, whatever it might be, right? Millionaire Kelly, I'm going to pass it over to you and let's bring it all together.
All right. I mean, Marsha, thanks for taking over. Thanks for making it clear. And, even though I talk about speaking, what you speak to yourself, right? Journaling, having a purpose in what you're doing. And it starts from just doing these small little things, guys. It starts from doing small little things and being conscious of it. I am telling you, if you're not conscious of your daily routines and life and what you speak and what you say and how you move and who are you becoming, you are not going to change. So it's very important. So when you hear Melissa talk about, this community has changed her mentally and growing, it's not just Melissa. Melissa has come a long way personally, and I can tell you, her personal development and growth has changed a lot, and she applies it not just in her trading, but in her job, her business. She's applying it in other things in her life. So these calls are not just about your trading. But this is why I like trading. Trading will make you become I wouldn't say a disciplined person, but it makes you become a better person. Because you have to apply those things even in trading. You have to discipline yourself. You have to be patient. Many different things. You have to not add emotions. So if you are an emotional person, you better check yourself. You're going to learn to control your emotions. Because emotions is what's affect you in your whole arena, your whole life, your whole everything, it controls your whole day. You never think about this, guys. You ever start off the day, something happened, you start off the day grumpy and the rest of the day go grumpy for you, or even going backwards worse and worse and worse. It's how you start the day. But if you did let go of that one thing and just move on and not attach yourself to it. And this is something I've learned from multi-millionaires and my coaches and other people who are very successful. And this is what helped. I mean, I still work on it every day. And that is what has kept me, I will say, grounded. So I don't stress. And let me tell you what it is. Learn to control what you could control. When you stress over things you cannot control, like the government, how that person drive and give you the bad drive, and all the other different things that happen, and how your co-worker this move, or your boss is this way. You can't control your boss. You can't control your environment in your work. You can't control many different things, but you could control you and how you approach it so it don't affect you. Right? You can I have learned many times, even with the guys, this is what had me moving forward, and I found the drive in it. And the ones who in this call here will remember, I keep telling you all, find something that will drive you, push you, find a reason to push you. Right? That is when the accident happened. I don't know if that first week in June, guys, it was so tough. You wouldn't believe how tough it was. That first week, 2 weeks, even setting up the event when all the drama happened. But I had to find my driving force and what I could have control. Literally, that is what pushed me to do what I had to do. It was not focusing on what I can control. I had to find my way to let go of it. All right? So many things in life, and that is what has kept me, I would tell you, in my lane. Not in somebody else's lane. I don't care about nobody else's lane. What can I control? I focus on that. And what I could get done, I get done. If I can't control it, what do? Let go. Ease. Because I really can't control it. I can't control how my husband would think. I can't control he should be doing it this way. Things like that stress people out. You ever hear you say, why you should have do something this way instead of that way? Right? Try to control what you could control, and you will see how your whole environment, you will feel a different way too. So I know, Marsha, just short, we didn't even get into the class we had today, and I realized it was going long, but that's fine. That's fine. That's what, sometimes you come, we plan something, we plan to do 2 parts, which was to finish